So you have probably already seen the title, and let's get straight to the point. During the last couple of weeks, the StarCraft 2 community was discussing the balance patch, and there was quite a lot of criticism towards the balance council, and I've even seen the statements that there is no need to patch or change this game and it should be left alone. The video is just my opinion, and I really want to highlight a positive side to any balance changes that could be happening. We can all agree that some things in the latest patch could be arguably bad or cause even more disbalance in the long run. But I'm not gonna be talking about each change and how it's gonna influence gameplay and yada yada yada, but with almost any patch there is always a big plus that comes along with in-game changes. Let's face it, StarCraft 2 is a game that kinda needs attention and new and recurring players and viewers. Unfortunately, it's not getting big views on Twitch, it's not a game that gets mentioned all the time, and it's certainly not a game that attracts a large portion of new players every day. StarCraft 2 of course used to be #1 esports back in 2011, but now it's more of a niche game with a well-established player base that sticks around it. From my experience, if you really like StarCraft 2, you're gonna be a lifelong fan. Me and most of my friends started playing the game in 2011. We took breaks, sometimes even for months, but no matter how old we were getting and how things were changing in our lives, we always had that unquenchable enthusiasm towards the game and its esports. Many people argue that a true esports game doesn't need changes when it reaches a good balanced stage. It kinda ruins the point of competition because you can be a champion on one patch and then suck on another, so it becomes difficult to compare players and their achievements due to many meta and balance issues that arise from patch to patch. As an example, people always list Brood War as a perfect game with new champions, but pretty much the same rules. But let's be honest about it. The majority of esports games go through different changes every year. I firmly believe that the point of these changes isn't only in fixing real problems, but getting the extra attention of the current and old player base. So let's take a look at this picture. This is the data for Legacy of the Void up until 2020. The numbers on the bottom axis are StarCraft 2 seasons. New players, the green line, are those who played their first match in StarCraft 2. And old, the red line, are those who played StarCraft 2 at any period of time before. The two bumps you can see with the line is free-to-play change and COVID lockdowns that increase gaming hours all over the globe. But while the new player base was generally slowly decreasing from season to season, the old player base fluctuates heavily across different seasons. So my theory is that it's correlated to the patches and big tournaments that are happening in those periods. For example, let's take a look at the red line. Season 37 lasted from August 2018 till November and culminated in several WCS Global Finals victory with big numbers on the mainstream of that event. Shortly after this, Season 38 started and there was a new balance patch. The player base was very active and enthusiastic during that time. A bit later the players got tired of the game and the line falls off. There were no big tournaments left and everybody was preparing for Christmas. But the line goes up again in Season 39. It's January, and a brand new patch that gets all the attention, as well as I Am Katowice on the horizon in February. Not every patch has the same effect, but it still does matter. So if you take a look at any forum, let's say Reddit for example, with every balance change or new map, people start long discussions about the game. They check the data, they watch tournaments on a new patch, and either way they show their attitude towards the new changes. The engagement level is skyrocketing, and I'm pretty sure this is true for all other platforms, including YouTube and Twitch, not just Reddit. Some players even return on ladder to check out all these new features themselves, and they start playing consistently for at least a couple of weeks. All these updates, no matter the real quality of changes or whether they ruin the balance or not, they all create a great, massive attention spike that helps the game and promotes it. People get interested in it once again, they think about the game and its balance while they're, driving, taking a shower, having a dinner and so on. They simply get engaged with its community or directly with the game itself. Even a bad patch can work as a great marketing tool. So to provide an example, there was a time when CSGO got a new OP weapon and everybody was super mad about it. But you know what? So many players, including myself, installed the game once again just to try and see why everybody is whining on the forums. For many viewers and players, no matter how well made, how polished the game is, at one point it simply gets boring. For every person there is a limit of how much time you can see the same map, the same build order and the same players. Now imagine that you also have to witness the same bad balance state, as it was with Swarm Hosts, Broodlords or Void Race in different periods of StarCraft's history. It's a double kill of attention and desire to enjoy the game. Without changes, the stalemate moves very slowly, and a large portion of the casual audience just loses the enthusiasm about the game and its esports. This is why changes are crucial. They add this feeling of freshness, something new that makes you curious about the game once again. This is why I strongly believe that a bad patch is better than no patch at all. Yes, it may ruin the balance for a month or so. The game might get a little bit worse to play, there will be questionable decisions here and there. And of course it doesn't mean that the game should be patched just for the sake of being patched and changed every single day. And it goes without saying that there should be more transparency with balance changes, more communications between pro players, balance council and the community, and we all should strive to make the game as good as it could possibly be. But anyway, the community gets a new shot to discuss everything and show their passion towards the game. You get a new wave of emotions to the subject, and you get involved, there is something new to discover. This is a very powerful feeling that keeps you around most games nowadays. There's always that element of novelty that makes you really excited. So this was pretty much the point I was trying to make. That's it for the video, and don't forget to share your opinion in the comments, and also check out the balance history video and my second channel with highlights. Have a nice day, and see you next time.